Hi, remote 7th graders. I'm here to read a quick chapter. It's chapter 19. So in the last chapter, Chase finally went into the Weber's house. Shoshana and Joel Weber's house. He's been kind of hanging out with Shoshana, working on the video project. And he also finds out that he was pretty mean to Brendan in the past. He actually physically hurt him. In the past, he smashed his head into a water fountain. Then he goes over to the Webers, and their dog bites him, and he gets kind of let back into the Webers' house. And then he talks to his friends about Joel and what happened, and why Joel was the target. And his friend kind of just gets mad at him. And then they finished their video project, and they named it Warrior. And that's where we are. So we're on chapter 19. This is with Bear Bratsky. This is one of his friends. And this is 155. When the announcement comes that there's an assembly, we're all psyched. Why wouldn't we be? It's a get-out-of-jail-free card for a whole morning of classes. What's the assembly about? Who knows? Who cares? In the auditorium, the big screen is set up. That means they'll be turning the lights out. The perfect chance to catch a nap for a guy who was playing video games until 3 last night. Aaron is way ahead of me. He drapes himself into his seat. His legs dangled over the back of the chair in front of him, his arms spread out wide. I fight my way in beside him, and we wrestle for position. Hey, exclaims the loser in the row ahead of us, the one with Aaron's size 14 construction boot hanging over his shoulder. But when he sees who he's talking to, he gets quiet, real fast. Excuse me. He and his friends wander off, looking for someplace else to sit. I flake out next to Aaron. Wake me up when it's over, he mumbles, already half asleep. You're the one who's going to be waking me, I retort. We exchange a few rabbit punches before settling in for the big snooze fest. Top of 156. Then comes the surprise. The whole purpose of this assembly is so we can congratulate Chase Ambrose and Shoshana Weber for the amazing video they made for some stupid contest or other. That's all I need, to watch the principal and the teachers lining up to worship the kid who used to just be just a smart guy, or to go watch the principal and the teachers line up to worship the kid who used to just be a guy like me until he fell on his head and suddenly became smart. It gets worse. We're not just going to worship the video, we're going to watch it, all 40 minutes. Well, forget sleeping now, I'm too ticked off. Even Aaron is sitting bolt upright, staring in outrage at Ambrose and the Weber chick on stage. The video starts. That's when my head really explodes. The thing is called Warrior, and it's about that geezer Sawway, the meanest old Dumbledore in the entire Greybeard Motel. No wonder the two of them spent so much time with this guy. Beside me, I can practically see steam coming out of Aaron's ears. It's not enough for him to make us look like jerks by doing community service when he doesn't have to, he seethes. No, he has to make a documentary about the place so he can brag to the whole world, and with Shoshana Weber from the same family that got us put on community service in the first place, and I thought that guy was my friend. But Solway, I demand, what's up with that? Yeah, he agrees, a whole museum full of ancient fossils, and they have to pick the nasty old crab who complains to the nurses if his cookie is off-center on the plate. That's not what I mean, and you know it, I hiss. Why him, huh? It's not just any old Dumbledore, Solway. No way that's a coincidence. Chase doesn't know anything about that. Aaron reminds me, he's got amnesia. If he's got amnesia, I put in darkly, sounds a little convenient to me. Well, he's got amnesia enough to forget that he's our boy, Aaron says bitterly. I nod. He used to play football, now he doesn't. He says he's coming back, but I just think he's stringing us along. He's partnered up with a Weber, and he's even getting buddy-buddy with Joel Weber. He's making it impossible to get along with him. He acts like he's changed, but he's really just cutting us out. On the screen, there's a close-up photo of a gleaming Medal of Honor. In the voiceover, Shoshana explains that this isn't the actual medal Mr. Solway received. Mr. Wonderful Solway isn't just a hero, he's modest too. He never wore the dumb thing because he didn't want people to feel bad that they don't have one. And over the years, he forgot where he put it. Yeah, right, I mutter. Shh, Aaron hisses. When it's finally over, Ambrose and the Weber chick get a 5-minute standing ovation. That burns me up, since I know for a fact that the other kids were just as bored as I was. They bring the whole video club up there because they helped. Miss Del Leo reads out a letter from the head of the Graybeard Motel, thanking the filmmakers for their awesomeness and the school for having such awesome students. Puke. Aaron and I are sentenced to go to that place 3 days a week until we're practically old enough to check in there. And what do we get for it? Yelled at, that's what. By nurses and Dumbledores both. And Chase, who's worse than us, gets a love letter from the director. I've never been so happy to get back to a classroom. We can't just do nothing about this, I plead to Aaron, as he takes the desk next to me. He's walking all over us, and we're letting him. And for the first time, he doesn't look at me like I'm crazy. I've got an idea how we can jog his memory. You know, remind him who his real friends are. So that was chapter 19 with Bear Bratsky, and they obviously have a bit of a plan to try to get back at Chase. Thanks for watching and listening. I'll be back with the next one soon. Thanks. Bye.